This Week in Startups is brought to you by Skillshare. Join the millions of students learning on Skillshare today. Get 2 months for just 99 cents. Go to Skillshare.com/twist. Carta. Simplify how you manage equity. To get Carta's cap table software, plus a free 409A valuation, go to Carta.com/twist. And PayPal. When it comes to growing your business, PayPal is your payments partner for today and tomorrow. Visit paypal.com/growth to sign up for free and set up a business account today.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to, thank you, Founder.University. It's a 2-day program where we like to meet founders who have the potential for us to invite to our incubator, invest $100,000 into, and then eventually, if they graduate and have great success, we would then move on to invest between $250,000 and $2 million in their seed round. We invest in 50 companies a year, and next year we'll do 100. We've invested in 175 companies so far. You've met Emmy award-winning producer and managing director Jackie. She does all of our education, including Founder.University. You can give her a big round of applause. She's the top of the funnel here at launch. So anything we do that has to do with education and is right before we invest, she manages. That includes my podcasts, the books, the free events like Launch Scale or Founder.University. After that, the funnel narrows to a group of people who have products in market and some modest amount of traction. So the first part of the funnel, it's okay to have ideas and business plans and mock-ups and prototypes. But then when we start writing checks, it's right about the time you have a product in market and $1,000 to $100,000 in revenue per month. After that, Jason DeMont, who was just in the room, there he is in the back, is the managing director of that accelerator. We call it an accelerator because we don't do incubation. Incubation, if you need us to incubate your idea, you're weak. We need people who are strong and can finish their products on their own with their friends and family, money, sweat equity, or driving for Uber on the weekend, making it their side hustle. If you need money to finish your product, unless it's a rocket ship, you're worthless and weak, and you've disqualified yourself from the startup community. I'm fucking with you. But it is true. And most people will not tell it to you. But people who need you, I need money in order to start my journey. Those people disqualify themselves from what we do here in Silicon Valley, which is invest in people who are self-reliant, resilient, and able to turn nickels into dollars. And then after that, we syndicate maybe a third or half of those companies. Founder.University, we wind up investing 10% of the people in the room. So 6 people in here will probably wind up going to the accelerator on average and getting $100,000 from us. Sometimes it's as few as 3, sometimes it's even more than 6. And then after that is a syndicate. The syndicates then, when we get involved, people like my friend Kirby, who is the co-founder of Base Ventures, and we might put in 250 or 500, he might put in 200 or something. And then you're on your way on the seed journey. Kirby, tell us a little bit about what you do and what you look for in startups.
Yeah, so thanks for having me. And Jason, I don't know how many of you have seen Jason and Wilson Cincinnati did a Startup Basics, which I send all new founders to. I'm like, that's just basically the gold standard of information for someone trying to reach out to Silicon Valley investors. So Base Ventures, we started in 2011, basically, but we raised our first fund in 2013, my partner and I. And we are now raising our third fund. We've invested in 80 companies. We invest in about 20 companies a year. And about half of our companies go on to raise Series A. So I think the industry standard is something like 20-25%, and we are around 50%. So
what do you attribute that to? Is there some process that you do or some secrets that you deploy, or is it just you're good at it?
You're
just better than everybody else, right?
And look, And with those statistics, half of our founders are women or underrepresented minorities. Half of our investments. But yeah, we know a lot of people like Jason, and we know Jason, who sends us great deals, and there are a network of people around Silicon Valley that we know we've got long relationships with, that we're able to invest in, and we're able to invest in. We think about our investment in founders as a beginning of a relationship that, we're going to raise more funds, and the founders we invest in, we like to think they're going to start more companies. So, and most of your companies are going to fail. It's just the way it is. But we need to get something else out of the investment other than financial return for it to be a successful business over a long period of time. So we need to invest in people that we can invest in not once, but we're going to invest in 2 and 3 times. I'm sure many of Jason's best investments have been the second or third time someone started a company.
If you qualify a founder and you realize they're a winner, if they don't win on this one, the chances of them winning on the next actually increase. Yeah. So it's sort of like if you knew a great poker player and you're like, this person is better than anybody, and they wanted you to stake them in a tournament. If they didn't happen to win that tournament, it could just be bad luck. They could have been running bad, had a bad day, and then you want them to go to the next one. Okay, so we're going to give you each 2 minutes to present, or is it 90 seconds, Jackie? What do we say? Okay, 30 seconds to present. You have 2 minutes to present. We're going to take 3 people in a row, and then we're going to give feedback on all 3. We're going to take notes, and then we're going to tell you our number 1, 2, and 3 companies based on, in that cohort, the probability of us wanting to take a second meeting with the founder and why. If you're here, we hope you've elected to take the red pill. But I'm going to ask you to confirm when you get up there on the microphone that you want the red pill or the blue pill. Have you guys seen this movie, The Matrix? It's a kind of a niche indie film that came out a couple years back. Red pill means you want to know the truth. Blue pill means you want to stay in the bubble and enjoy the beautiful metaphor/simulation that some people lie to founders and tell them. So we're going to be super candid. I'll be brutally honest. You're just going to be candid because Kirby's a nicer guy than I am. All right. Tell us your name. Tell us your name.
Amber McDonald, CEO of Indemnis.
All right. Take it easy. I just wanted the name. All right. We're going to get to the company. And we have $700,000 in revenue. And you haven't responded to 2 of my emails. Okay.
I'm going to make this work without the pill.
Okay. Here we go. Red pill it is. You have 2 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, go.
My name is Amber McDonald. I am the CEO of Indemnis. Indemnis is focused on making commercial use of drones possible. We are doing that through safe, regulated commercial flight over people. Drones are a disruptive technology. You have everyone from public safety to infrastructure inspection, all the way to drone delivery, trying to make this happen. We are doing this with a technical product that we call the Nexus. The Nexus is a ballistic parachute launcher. At its core, it is enabling flight over people to happen in populated areas. What sets us apart from our competition is that we use an inflatable tube, we invert it, and we put a parachute inside of it. This launches at 90 miles an hour in 30 milliseconds, and once it's inflated, it remains rigid. It becomes a part of the airframe and removes the attachment point of the parachute outside of the roll radius, so when the drone is falling to the ground, it does not entangle. I have a short video for you to watch. Happens instantaneously. Let's watch this again in slow speed. Maybe. So this tube is made out of a material called Dyneema. It is the lightest, strongest fiber in the world. Its number 1 use is ballistic armor. Dyneema has been trying to bond this material for over 40 years. We figured it out, a startup in Alaska. We have licensed the technology back to the company. It is patented, and we are now enabling the roadblock from the FAA. The number 1 roadblock to flight over people is that when a 20-pound hunk of metal falls out of the sky, it's not just going to hurt you, it's going to kill you. And we make it possible to bring a drone down with a level of impact energy that is not going to kill people. We've tested it on cadavers. We are validated. We are tested, and we are enabling a multi-billion-dollar industry. We are the kings of our category. Here it is working. We've raised over $4 million to date in 4 years. We're looking for $3 million to get us through the next 18 months. And we're looking for partners to join us on our journey as we change the face of the world.
Okay, let's give Amber a big round of applause, and let's welcome our next presenter. Have your Kirby, have your questions ready. Our next presenter. Tell us your name.
I'm Sandeep.
Sandeep, you have 2 minutes on the clock.
Perfect.
3, 2, go.
I'm an architect, I'm a sustainability consultant, and most of all, I'm an entrepreneur. Back in 1953, the way architects made all of their decisions, what kind of wall, what kind of roof, what kind of windows, it was all based on a lot of talking to each other, a lot of intuition, a very manual process. Fast forward all the way to 2018. Things are pretty similar still. People still follow a lot of intuition, a lot of manual process. There's pretty much no data to figure out how are we making the best, most optimal decisions for building energy use and in terms of cost. Imagine a process where you're able to log in as an architect on the Cove.tool web app, give a few details about your project, where it's at, what the geometry looks like, and bam, you have your energy consumption. You know how your building is performing. Even more, you're able to test multiple different roof types, wall types, ACs, everything about your building, along with the cost to find the absolute cheapest way to get to your energy targets. And these energy targets are getting harder and harder to achieve with the more and more stringent energy codes. That's exactly what I did as a sustainability consultant in my company before doing this. And these were the five pieces of the puzzle that we did no matter what the project was, no matter where it was. And that took about 18 hours for our team to do per project, a very repeatable yet manual process. That's exactly what Cove.tool optimizes and does in less than 5 minutes and publishes out the report. So basically we're cutting the hard part out of the pie. If you consider the architects and contractors and owners alone, that's a cumulative addressable market of over $6 billion. And that's what we need. With the traction that we've currently gained in the United States market, we're planning to expand to Europe and the Middle East in 2019. And here's a project. This is a $90 million Emory University Student Center. In this particular project, the architects, of course, defined a few different types of wall, roof, different windows, HVAC, of course, there's price standpoint.
Okay. Big round of applause for Sandeep. I love improving my skills, and I've been doing that recently with Skillshare. Yes, it's an online learning community with over 20,000 classes. You heard that right, in business, marketing, tech, and design. And I am trying to deepen my skill set, especially when I'm working with founders and we try to discuss things like growth or maybe virality. And so I went on the site and I just typed in viral marketing or buzz, and I stumbled upon creating for the viral internet. Write, film, and create content that people share. This is a course by a guy named Matt Belisai. He's got a great course on there, and it really gave me a good framework to think about link bait and what works and having an opinion and personas on the internet. And that's not the only content on there. There is content on there about topography and logos, which I've been consuming, as well as people from companies like Union Square Ventures, Warby Parker, Away, the luggage company, the Founder Institute, and VaynerMedia, of course, Gary Vaynerchuk. So if you want to get in on all this learning, if you want to improve your skill, if you want your team to level up and get more from your team, which is what you want to do as a startup, you need to add skills to every single member of the team, and you need to optimize. Every position matters in your startup, and you can improve everybody's skill level just by using Skillshare. And here is a crazy offer. You can do it for just 99 cents for 2 months. That's 49.5 cents per month. Go to Skillshare.com/twist. Skillshare.com/TWIST. You're going to love the site. I mean, they have original content on there that is so well produced. It's amazing. And do a search for viral internet, write, film, and make content that people share. It's a really great course. Congrats to Matt, the comedian and writer and podcast host who made it. It's very professionally produced. It's a pleasure to watch it, and it's a pleasure to get better and to learn. We need to have resources like Skillshare, and you need to get in there and just start learning. Skillshare.com/twist, Skillshare.com/TWIST. Okay, let's get back to this amazing episode. 2 minutes on the clock. Tell us your name.
Jason. My name is Emilio.
Your name is Major Jason. What a coincidence.
It would be a great name, huh?
By the way, I'm a general. Okay. Okay. Did you see the stripes? Okay. All right. Tell us your name one more time.
Emilio.
Emilio. Where are you from, Emilio?
Dominican Republic.
The DR.
Yes.
Much love. Okay. 2 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, go.
My name is Emilio, and I am the founder of Brifin. Brifin is the easiest way to stay on top of your local and international news. And we do that by sending you a daily email that is easy to understand, and you don't need a dictionary to understand what's going on. The problem right now is that we are very limited in our time. We don't have, we have too many irrelevant news coming to us, and algorithms feeding us things that we don't really want to read. Brifin is a short email. You can read it in 5 minutes. It's created by humans, and we make it fun and interesting to read. We know that we have found the product market fit because we have people emailing us, like the teacher that starts her history lessons by using Brifin in her classes. We also have a student that passed a test because she was being tested on a subject that we had recently explained. So she did really well with that. We are a team of co-founders that we have created an art by explaining things super easy that people love it, and we hear about it every day. Our competition is printed online, and we have one recent competitor that came into the market. In the US, in English, we would have Inside or The Skim, but those are in English. We have, although we are much newer than the competition, we have a much higher subscriber base, over 26,000 readers with a 41% daily open rate. We are based out of the Dominican Republic, but we plan on soon launching in the US to the Hispanic population, and also there are many other markets that we would want to go to. Our business model is simple. We insert ads inside our email, and we would launch in videos and podcasts soon. And we're looking to raise $200,000 based on $1 million valuation.
That means 10 seconds, right? Okay. Well done. Let's hear it for Brifin. Okay, let's bring the first 3 founders up. You guys can just stand over there awkwardly, and you'll have one microphone. Or you can sit. Yeah, even better. Have a seat. Relax. The gentleman, you can stand. Oh, we only have 3 chairs up here. Sorry about that. Okay, we saw 3 really great presentations. I just want to note that those presentations were concise and understandable. In none of these were we left going, what does the company do? Amber, you're doing Indemnis, which, like the Sirius parachute on the Sirius plane, allows you to land your drone without killing people. Sandeep, you're allowing people with your enterprise software, if I have it correct, to understand the energy utilization of structures for an architect and save them 16 or 30 hours of work. Emilio, Brifin is Inside.com's daily brief, but for the Spanish market. And you already have 26,000 subscribers. These are 3 very well-constructed pitches. All 3 lacked one thing, which is how you make money. So during this presentation, we are going to give you 15 seconds to answer questions. This means you need to be concise. One of the things founders are terrible at is answering questions about their own company. Everybody giggles and laughs a little bit, but because you're so close to the elephant, you think it's a gray wall. You have to step back and think about us as the investors and answer our question. So Kirby's going to ask you a couple questions, and I'm going to ask you a couple questions so we have total clarity on your business. I'll go first while Kirby gets his questions queued up. I want you to each answer in under 15 seconds. How do you make money? I.e., what's the business model? And how much money you'll make in 2018. Those are the 2 questions I'm looking for answers in, and you have 15 seconds each. When you hit 15 seconds, you're going to hear the following sound. Great. You may also hear some glass breaking. If you do, don't let it throw you off, okay? And just have some stitches and ready. Okay. Amber, you went first. You'll go first now. How do you make money? How much money will you make in 2018?
So we currently have no revenue. We are working on our certification. We're in the final stages to be the first FAA-approved solution and be the only providers. We're going to be kings of our category. We're going to run, crawl, walk, fly, and we're going to sell to large businesses, $2 million.
Okay. So the first part was great. She said, we have no money. That was great. The second part, how do you make money, was terrible. She answered all the questions I didn't ask. She's going to be a category leader. She's enthusiastic. She's going to crush everybody. Nobody's a chance. I asked, how do you make money? I think the answer was, we sell to larger corporations or we license our technology. Which is it? In 2 words, Amber, how do you make money? 2 words.
Sell.
Okay, you sell the product. To who?
Large corporations.
Large corporations being DGI?
CNN, Amazon, Google, UPS,
okay. So we are an aftermarket product. We sell to people who already own drones, and we bolt it onto the drone.
We are enabling flight over people.
No, this is why you're not good at answering questions. I didn't ask you what you enable. I asked you how you make money, the business model. And the answer to the question is, we sell to people who own drones already. They bolt it onto the bottom of their drone. Is that correct? And how much do you sell it for?
$12,500.
$12,500 to add a parachute, for CNN to add a parachute to their drone. Perfect. Okay. Sandeep, you're going to answer the same 2 questions in 15 seconds. How much money will you make in 2018? And how do you make money? 1.
So in 2018, we're at an MRR of $2,000, and the current business model is a subscription model, and people just pay the subscription per project or per user. And as we have enough users, we're trying to create a marketplace down the line.
Boom. Okay. Much better. $2,000 ARR. So that means you're going to make $24,000 in 2018.
Right, 2,000 MRR, so right.
You'll make $24,000 in 2018.
Correct.
Great. Always important to listen to the founder. I didn't ask you what your MRR is. It's fine to mention it, but I asked you how much you'll make in 2018. So $24,000 is that
Correct.
number. Great. Okay. Emilio. How do you make money, and how much money will you make in 2018?
We place ads inside the email, and we will make $12,000.
Now you see how great that answer was. So going last is great in this scenario because you're scared to death of me telling you how terrible you are at answering questions. But you'll just see in that little microcosm how much better founders got at answering the question. Why is this important? It's important because when we're trying to assess a company, when you don't answer our question, your credibility goes down. You seem like a filibustering, unfocused person who should not get investment. When your answers are short and crisp, we can ask more questions, and we're volleying with you, just like tennis or ping pong. Back and forth, back and forth. How much money do you make? How do you make money? Tell me about your team. You want to answer crisp and short, so you get more. Kirby, your chance to ask questions to each of these founders.
Yeah, and I mean, I find this is something that people who haven't been through an accelerator or are new to the Valley and do stuff, they spend most of the pitch on the product, and most products we've heard 100 times. And it's your differentiation is how you're acquiring customers. There's a couple of key niches that you're doing that are different, but when you spend you spent all your time talking about your product and how it's different, we kind of got what your product is in the first 15 seconds. And then you didn't talk anything about how you building your business, how you're getting your next customer. No one still has spoken about how they got their first customer or how they're getting the next customer. And that's really the part that's how we're going to make money, is you acquiring customers. So if you guys can tell me how you got how are you going to get customers at scale?
Great. So the question is how do you get customers at scale? You have 15 seconds each to answer. We're going to go in reverse order. Emilio, you go first since you have the microphone, and then we'll go to Sandeep, and then we're going to go to Amber. 3, 2, go.
We have gone viral. It's word of mouth, but we also do Facebook ads. We have very low customer acquisition. People absolutely love the product, and it's just spreading really fast. So we're the first in the market doing this, and that's how we have been growing.
Great. Sandeep.
It's a combination of webinars, lectures, and conferences, trade shows, ads on Google, LinkedIn, articles, magazine articles, and things like that, and a lot of email marketing as well.
Great. Amber.
We are growing the market first through large businesses with big fleets that we can work with individually, and then OEM integration for large-scale commercial flight over people to the general public.
Fantastic. Those are crisp answers this time. Getting better already. Okay, now I'm going to ask for your number 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to tally these points. So whoever's got the list over there, Jackie, DeMont, whoever wants to be the recorder of points, you're going to get a half point for number 3. You're going to get a full point for number 2. And you're going to get the money ball 2 points for number 1. My number 3 is... Oh, did you write them down what your 3, 2, and 1 is?
No.
Write it down so that we I don't want to influence you. I don't want you influencing me. So write it down. We're going to do it blind. 3, 2, and 1. Why do we do the scoring? For my own personal entertainment. I get that question a lot.
To torture me, I think.
No, it's because I want you all to realize something. Part of what you're going to learn working with me is that we're going to be candid at all times. Why are we candid at all times? We don't have time to waste. We take the work really seriously, what we do. We want you to get better at what you do, and we want to invest in your company at a modest valuation and then have you return 100 times our money. Other VCs and other investors are going to lie to you and tell you they want you to change the world. They want you to crush it. They think like you want to enjoy the journey. They're all lying. The way we get scored by our bosses is by the return on capital. How much cash they give us, how much cash we give them back. And then we got to go out and bust our asses to raise the next fund. And it's arduous and brutal. Am I wrong?
You are 100% correct.
So you're going to hear a bunch of bullshit and nonsense from VCs you meet in this town. It's nonsense and it's bullshit. All they care about, they look at you, they look at you, they look at you and you, even you guys, and they say, you want money from me at $4 million? Okay, I'm going to buy 10% of your business. I want for my $100,000 or my $400,000 for your $4 million. I want 10 times 400 is 4. 100, 10 times that is $40 million. So just keep that in mind. They want to turn 400 into 40 million. It doesn't have to happen every time, but it's got to happen once a fund, or else you don't get to raise the next fund. Okay, just hashtag real talk. Okay, you got your 3, 2, and 1?
I do.
Okay, my 3 is Amber and Cirrus. Really like it. A little concerned about the go-to market strategy and how much money and how much profit it can make, and if it's a big enough market to return 100 times my money. I do think it can become a business that makes 10 million, 20 million. Not sure it's a business that can make hundreds of million, but I could be wrong, and I'm willing to keep reading your updates. Who's your number 3?
Amber's my number 3 as well.
Okay, there you go. And why? What were your concerns or what were your thoughts?
Selling $12,000 parachute, there has to be a better solution. I think that unless you have a crew of lobbyists that are going to make your product the thing that is necessary for there to be overflight drone, then you're just competing with somebody else who maybe has an AI or does some other things. And then I still don't know your sales process.
Okay, great. And you don't feel the need to respond now. Remember what your goal is, because you're about to jump out of your seat and tell us we're wrong, which is what you're supposed to do. Your goal is to get the second meeting in all cases. You're never trying to get the money right in that first meeting. You're trying to build credibility enough to send them your updates, and then at some point get the second meeting in the next 12 months. Tell us your number 2.
My number 2 is Emilio. Again, when you talked about your customer acquisition strategy, I wasn't convinced that if you put when you put $1 in, you don't know what you're getting out on the other end. I don't know that.
Oh, Brifin, the newsletter? Yeah, great. And that was my number 2 as well. Your briefing. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Wait, is it El Brifia or briefing? Briefing, okay.
It's like briefing in English, but in Spanish.
Briefing. Okay. So Emilio, I picture his number 2 as well. I love that business. I'm in that business. Wasn't convinced that you had a plan to scale yet, or acquire customers. Organic is how we do it, but you're going to have some things beyond organic to make this a hyper-growth company. So that's where I came in. The same thing. And your number one was then?
Well, let me ask, and you do organic, but you're self-funded. You're bootstrapped, right?
We were bootstrapped. We just raised $2.5 million, and we're at 30 newsletters. And we have some secrets about how to grow them. One of them is if you have 30, probably everybody wants to get 2 or 3 a day. So every time we acquire a customer, we can probably get 3 swings at bat with them. So that's just one way to grow it, is to cross-market. And so we both picked for our number one, Cove.tool. Cove.tool. Why did you pick it as number one?
One, she has somewhat robust customer acquisition strategy. I think you're probably leaving money on the table for what you're charging. So I don't know what your cost is today, but I know it sounds like you're not charging enough for what you're doing. If you're able to make kind of your tool something that energy efficiency is huge, and if you're able to make it something that takes a month and you make it 5 minutes, there's a lot of value in there, and so there's a lot of value for you to take to yourself.
Same reason for me. You're saving 30 hours of people whose time costs hundreds of dollars an hour. 300 times 30, I think that's at least $200. I'm joking. You're saving people thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. It's an enterprise sale. People could pay for it by subscription, or they could pay for it by every time they use it, which means it has a license to print money today. It's going to scale very gracefully. It's clear a shot on goal for large amounts of money. Okay, let's give a big round of applause to Sandeep, Emilio, and Amber. Listen, you're listening to This Week in Startups. You understand the name of the game. Equity, equity, equity. You want to get on that cap table, whether you're an employee or a founder or an investor. And the number one way people in Silicon Valley are managing complex cap tables is Carta, C-A-R-T-A. You have all these cap tables that are broken. They're kept on, spreadsheets somewhere on somebody's hard drive. Mistakes get made. There's inaccuracies. And let me tell you something. When these companies get big, if something's wrong, these mistakes can be costly. That's why a lot of VC firms, a lot of angel investors like myself, seed funds, and Slack, Coinbase, Flexport, August Capital, they manage hundreds of billions of dollars in equity on Carta, CARTA.com/twist is our special URL. And if you go to that special URL, you will be able to get Carta's cap table software and a free, here we go, 409A valuation. That usually costs thousands of dollars and is painful and arduous, but no, with Carta, it's simple and it's easy peasy. It saves us hours per company, and it makes our year-end audit as a fund and a seed fund so much smoother. It forces founders to organize important information. That's one of the key benefits there. If you're a founder, this is going to give you the discipline. It's going to give you the rails. It's going to give you the structure to do it right, and you will look professional. There is a huge risk with these paper stock certificates of destroying the planet and losing them. So it's great for investors and founders, and it's really, really makes life super simple. When founders have their lawyers lose stuff or make mistakes, it is arduous and painful, and Carta makes it simple and delightful. Get that free 409A valuation right now and learn how simple it is at carta.com/twist, CARTA.com/twist. Okay, let's get back to this amazing episode. Okay. 2 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, go.
My name is Eugene Johnson, CEO of Zyrl. Zyrl is the first fully autonomous marketing platform for SMBs. As soon as I say marketing at SMBs, everybody gets nervous, but it has been done. MailChimp, HubSpot, so on and so forth. And our team has over 60 years of combined experience selling into the SMBs. I've sold into this market myself for over 15 years. I've sold over $100 million into this market, over $1 billion indirectly. And the problem is simple. Small business owners know they need marketing. They just don't have the time or the knowledge to do it effectively. effectively. And the traditional solution is an agency model. That agency model is usually humanly managed, limited intelligence, very expensive, unscalable. Our process is fully autonomous, AI powered, a fraction of the price, and completely scalable. And here's how it works. Business signs up, does a 10-minute onboarding process. We do an automated content creation process with photographers and videographers. It pushes it through our processing engine, where we do automatic daily posting on social media, automatic captioning, automatic targeted social, automatic chatbot process communication with their customers, as well as website development. And all of that gets pushed through our aggregated dashboard where we get user and business data. Our AI makes the process better, similar to Netflix. The more they use it, the better it gets. We already have a ton of customers who are having success. We've been selling for about 12 months now. We're about $30,000 a month in MRR. We have a direct sales model. We just opened up a field sales model. We've got about $7 million in the pipeline doing, businesses similar to this. We just started a partnership with Gary Vaynerchuk, and we're going to be driving digital marketing through him. We're the only company that does ROI, automation, all-in-one solution. And we're looking to raise $300,000 for a $5 million cap, on a $5 million cap.
Let's hear it for Eugene. Well done. Next up is Sebastian. Yes, Sebastian, you have 2 minutes on the clock. 3, 2.
This is not my slide.
I know. Don't worry about it. We got you. 2.5. And Sebastian, go.
Awesome. I'm Sebastian Duque, co-founder and CEO of Plei. And at Plei, we create software for soccer facilities. So here's some of the facilities that we work with. These are privately owned soccer facilities with field sizes that range from 5 versus 5 to an 8 versus 8. And it creates for a more fast-paced and fun style type of game. And so there's really two sets of issues that are facing the industry. On one side, you have the facilities. They use multiple systems to manage their business, and it's mostly because there's no industry-specific software. And on the other side, we have the players. The way the industry is set up is that if you don't have enough people to play with, or you just don't have a group to play with at all, then you just simply can't play. And we believe at Plei that anybody, no matter what, should have the access and the freedom to play anytime, anywhere they want. And so our solution comes through technology. On one side, we have the Plei system, which is a management system built specifically for soccer facilities. And it has everything from field rental management to a POS management, league management, and even clock in, clock out platform for employees. And on the other side, we have a Plei app. So this is our mobile app that's going to be launched in Q1 of 2019. And here players can go in, see what fields are available, what fields are booked. They can also check our game feed where we host games every day. And so if you don't have anybody to play with, you can just hop into our app, filter for a day, and join in a game. And so in preparation for our app, we've begun to build our player network. We currently have over 500 players in our network. We started this about 8 weeks ago, and we're averaging 10 games and events per week. We've generated $6,000 in revenue off of this alone, and we net 25% per field rental that we're booking for our partner facilities. How do we make money? So we have 4 revenue streams. We have a subscription model of $199 that the facilities pay us. We charge 6% per service, per credit card transaction. A player network, we generate money as well, and $1,000 per website.
Okay. Let's hear it for Sebastian.
All right.
Next up. Okay, and for anybody who's out of the room, please put your laptop and your phone in your bag, and please pay attention to each presentation as if it was your own company. And when I say put your laptop and phone in your bag, I mean put your laptop and your phone in your bag. I'm looking exactly at you. And your laptop's still on your desk. In your bag, yeah, that's right. And put your phone in your bag. And I want you to look at every presentation as if your life depended on it and write notes about what you think of that presentation. And at some point, I'm going to ask you to hand me your notes. I'm going to read them out loud to the class. Can you imagine if I was a high school teacher? Be insane, right?
Or the mayor.
Or the mayor, Jason.com. You'd be like, wow, this guy's fucking hardcore. You may not like me, but you'll like my results. What is your name?
Monica.
Monica, you have 2 minutes on the clock. Everybody focus on what Monica is presenting. Write down, if you were sitting in the judge seat with Kirby and I, what your questions would be. Write down what you thought was good in the presentation, and write down what you thought sucked in the presentation. That's how you'll learn and get better, is to look at other founders and learn from them. Monica, you have 2 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, go.
I'm Monica. I'm from Thincrs, and we're supercharging tech recruitment. Did you know about 71% of tech employers say they can't find candidates with the right skills? And the cost of that is $14,000 per job per month on average. Not to mention below the size of the wrong hiring cost. So this is where we come in. We're an online platform that provides expert verifications, human expert verification, real experience, and skill evidence. And we're a talent soft landing in Latin America for companies. Our product, we partner with universities and colleges in Latin America to create a talent pipeline. We train the talent in megatrend skills like data science, AI, cybersecurity. We work with companies like Google to provide relevant business challenges. And we have a reward system for contribution, our talent. This way, the employers get a talent marketplace where they have evidence of skills and experience. This is a global market. We're focusing in the US, which is a $200 billion market of unfilled tech jobs. Our business model is a B2B2C, where talent pay $55 per skill verification, and companies pay a monthly subscription fee and a talent hire fee. Our traction, we have groomed and placed over 400 talents, and our pipeline is 1 million. Our team is a mix of experience, of talent, and business expertise. We have offices in Silicon Valley and Mexico. And our goals for the next 12 months.
Great. Let's give her a big round of applause. Well done. And I'll ask Eugene and Sebastian to come on up. Take 2 of the seats. One of you stand. Okay. I'm going to have Kirby go first and ask his 3 questions. It could be one to all 3 of you. It could be specific ones to each, or you can pass on any one that you think you fully understand. This time you're going to have 10 seconds to answer, because you all learned from the last one how to answer questions.
Yeah.
You're going to see me go like this, so you're going to be extremely nervous about how insane I am about your performance as entrepreneurs, okay?
Great.
So you're not going to hear a bottle clack. You're just going to see me going like this. And then when I hit 10, I'm going to go like that. Okay?
Yeah.
Kirby, first question.
Again, same questions last time. With the last group is how do you acquire customers, and how do you acquire customers at
Do
scale?
you have the microphone? You go first.
So on our B2B side, we acquire customers by literally just knocking on doors. On our consumer side, we run Instagram ads, and it's kind of grown viral through word of mouth. So.
Fantastic. Look how tight that was. Great. Eugene?
Can I add one thing?
Sure.
When I talk about how you acquire customers, tell me you acquire through Instagram. I want to know that you can put money behind something, that you are going to be able, that you have some understanding that if I give you $1 million, I don't want you testing and just kind of burning up all your advertising dollars, and acquiring customers is one of the main things you're going to do with the money. So we want to understand that you have some sense that if I put $100,000 into something, I expect some results, and I'm measuring the results. So it's not just I'm doing all these things, but I don't know how to scale it. I don't know if I put another $1 in there, will I get 1 customer? Or if I put another, $10,000, I'm gonna get 1 customer. You're gonna get 10,000 customers.
This is why it's really important to understand your investor, just to even make a meta point here. Different investors operate at different points in the life cycle. When you're coming into the incubator, we might be actually okay with a little bit of that spikiness, not fully understanding perfectly what your customer acquisition cost is, CAC, or what your LTV is, lifetime value. We want to know you have some revenue. Let's call it $5,000 to $50,000 a month. Kirby might want to say, you know what, Jason, which of the 7 companies coming out of the incubator that you're going to hand off, you're going to pass to them, which one of those know how to acquire customers? Because I want to give them fuel. And then the people after myself and Kirby, they might be saying, hey, we're looking for $250,000 a month in revenue, $3 million in ARR. You're on a $3 million run rate, so we can give you $10 million, so you can build a proper management team with people who've done this before and know how to take a $3 million business, add a zero, and then add another zero, so this becomes a unicorn. Know your investor. Eugene, what's your go-to market strategy? How do you acquire customers?
We've got a direct sales market, direct sales process, and our CAC is 1,300. Our LTV is 12,000. So, we just push it through that and digital marketing as well.
Great. That's the best answer so far. He knows his CAC, and he's doing direct sales. Okay, Monica.
We partner with universities and colleges in Latin America, and to get the talent, and then we work with companies like Google.
Fantastic. So now you're seeing, by the way, the next group has 3 seconds to answer questions. Okay. So if you say, you've burned one of your 3 seconds. I'm joking. What's great about this process here, you're seeing each time the next company comes up here, they learn from the previous set. That's why I asked you all to get off your phones and have your mode pads out. I'm looking for somebody on their phone. Because now you're all learning that this can be done very quickly if you're present. Most people are reactive. How many people meditate? Raise your hand if you meditate. Great. How many people pay for Calm? How many people pay for the wonderful app Calm? Great. I like you. I love you. I love you. I love you. You didn't raise your hand before. Now you're lying. You pay for Headspace. I didn't invest in Headspace. I own 7% of Calm.com. If you have Headspace, it means you picked an inferior product, and I think less of you. I'm joking. Headspace is a fantastic product. They're a great competitor. Calm just went whipping by them. They started way behind them and just zipped right past them. I'm joking. Not joking. Very partisan. Okay, listen. Eugene, Sebastian, Monica, you all did a really good job. Eugene, $30K a month in MRR is fantastic. You started with this presentation with a little preamble of like anticipating that we're not going to like people selling into SMBs, etc. And then you built it up. Okay, it's social in a box, whatever. The Gary Vaynerchuk thing, I didn't understand. I was a little confused. Like, okay, somehow you got to Gary. Gary's a maniac. Did he invest or he just got free shares? So which is it? Did he give you cash money and invest? Or did he give you a high five and say, give me free equity?
No, we did a partnership. He's going to be doing digital marketing for us, pushing it through his social channels. So we're basically...
Still didn't answer. Did he give you money? Did you give him money?
No, he doesn't invest in this at this size. So
Okay.
he said once we get to a certain point, we will.
Okay, so you have a written partnership with him?
Correct.
And the partnership says he will resell your software to his customers?
Through his network, yeah.
Okay. All right. Maybe I buy it or whatever. I would just be careful with soft metrics. I consider like soft vanity metrics. Like we got Gary Vaynerchuk. Because what's going to happen is investors are going to drill down on that. Eventually they're going to want to see the contract. Because we do what's called diligence. Any real investor does. So if you drop the Gary Vaynerchuk thing, we have a partnership with Gary Vaynerchuk. They resell our product. They've resold 20 times, and we get 60% of the revenue. We give them 40%. That seems super convincing and makes credibility go up. We got Gary Vaynerchuk. He's our guy. He's going to market us. Credibility goes down for me because it feels like a soft metric. We spoke at TEDx. We went to Web Summit. Nobody gives a shit. You got picked as your top #1 startup at your local startup competition. Nobody gives a shit. Congratulations. You got a trophy. $30K a month, MRR. That's kind of like drop the microphone moment.
And we'll call it Gary.
And we're going to talk to Gary, right? So make sure your shit's dialed in. Somebody sent a deck out saying I was an advisor in their company because they came to, I think, Founder.University or another event, or they met me like while I was at a urinal and they asked me a question and now I'm like an advisor. And you know what happened? Somebody sent me the thing and I said I'm not an advisor. And then the investors in that company fired the person for putting a slide in the deck with me in it. I didn't want that to happen, but I was like, hey, dipshit, like, it's an important life lesson for you. Don't lie during the fundraising posture. Sebastian, $199 a month. You charge 6%. There's like 5 different business models. I didn't hear total revenue for 2018. Go ahead and tell us, Sebastian.
Total revenue for 2018, 40K.
Perfect. So there's something here in my mind, just so you know. I'm thinking, how big can this get? How many soccer facilities are there? Why just soccer? Like, aren't there other categories that'll make more money? But he accosted me on the street after a party and explained all this to me already. So I know a little bit about it. Monica, I was like, oh my God, here we go. Yet another recruiting platform. I hate recruiting platforms because there's too many of them right now, and it's a hot market. When the market goes away, oh my God, how do they make money, yada, yada. But then I was just intrigued by this. You're charging the candidates $55 to qualify their skill. That I haven't really heard that before. I thought the way we got skills was we all lied and just gave everybody a thumbs up on their LinkedIn, and it meant nothing. So tell me how, Monica, do you qualify people's skills for $55, and how many times have you done that for how much revenue?
We have actually human experts that validate the challenges.
You make challenges. You make quizzes?
Yes, we make challenges, and we partnership with with Google to design them.
Got it. So Google might say, hey, we want somebody who knows how to do Python, make a Python quiz, and you'll make it with them.
Yes, it's a smart city challenge. It's more than just programming.
Okay, perfect. How many times has somebody taking one of those $55 skill things?
Well, we grew already over 400.
400 people have done it?
Yes.
And you charged them every time?
At the beginning, we were charging more the students, and now we're passing in the new model the cost to the companies with the subscription fees.
Awesome. I buy all that. So this is great. We had a really nice dialogue back and forth. We very efficiently got information, right? And that's what you want to do, is build your credibility, always be honest, always own the numbers. There was Monica wasn't like, I'm going to lie to Jason, I'm going to just tell him straight. We've done it a couple of hundred times. We used to charge people, now we're charging the companies. Great, we expect that. It's your one or two of your company. You're going to try a lot of different things. Own it. And own the spiky revenue. Don't be embarrassed by it. Okay. Who's your, I have to write down my 3, 2, and 1. Did you write yours down yet? All right, we're going to filibuster here for a second. Do 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 bump ba da 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 bump bum 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 boom. My number 3 is Sebastian. Well done. It's early days. I'm concerned it's not a business that can go from 40,000 to 100 million. That's going to be your roadblock, convincing people how big this can get. Who's your number 3 and why?
Monica is my number 3 because, like you, I hate recruiting platforms because there's too many, and I've seen 30 come through our office at least, and none of them succeeded. I have never regretted not investing in one of them.
Right. So what you're seeing there is sometimes a category is super filled. We see it all the time, and we just don't see major exits in that space. Who's your number 2 and why?
Sebastian is number 2. I think there's more to it as you're building out soccer fields. It has to work for basketball courts or football fields and baseball fields and whatnot. But I was a little confused about your business model, kind of what Jason was talking about. There was a lot going on, and but to your defense, this is a very short time. So yeah, that was kind of
okay. And I agree with that, because you put up we make money 3 or 4 different ways. Just so you know, we're used to people saying this is how we make money, and this is how we're going to increase it. And the car's not driving in 3 different directions, right? So there's very few businesses that make money more than one way. And if they do make money 2 or 3 different ways, when we uncover it and we unpack it, it turns out 94% of their revenue comes from one product, and 98% of the earnings come from one product, and the 6% are little adjuncts that they added. So if it's Airbnb, they make money by charging fees in the marketplace, and maybe they have some other ancillary businesses. Who knows? So I picked number 2, Monica. I thought the product looked stunning. That was a very good-looking product when you got to it and you finally showed it. So that, to me, I like people who can design good products. One of the best ways for you to get taken more seriously in Silicon Valley is to have just world-class design. If your design is crummy, if your design is janky, It's okay when you're starting out, but when you start taking those investor meetings, dial it up. So if you look at it and you think it's a 6 or 7 out of 10, don't give yourself an 8. Everybody gives 8s because they want to make people feel good. Be objective. Give yourself a 7 or a 9. If you're not there yet, it's a very simple investment. Either you go, steal, be inspired by somebody else's design that's tight, or you hire somebody for $1,000 to $10,000 to just level it up. And design is one of those things you can make it 5-10% better every month, or 20% better every 3 months, which then leaves number 1, once again, blind. We both picked the same one, which was Eugene's Zyrl.
Like viral.
Zyrl. Okay. MRR speaks. These businesses can get big, but they're arduous. I have a company called Signpost we're an investor in, which you've heard of, and they've done well, and Square's done obviously well. It's hard, it's arduous, but 30K, can't fake that. It's a real start. How many full-time employees you got? 15. Okay, so it's a pretty real company. And in all cases, revenue, number of employees, the loyalty, the churn, just metrics, reality, are what are going to tip people over. So if you're sitting there thinking, if I just get that meeting with Kirby, I could just explain to him my vision, I'm going to get that check. I can tell you, it's much easier for you to just not contact Kirby, focus on your customers, and get to 30K in revenue, and then you're going to get the meeting a lot easier. Everybody thinks they can just beg for the meeting or I meet somebody at a conference. No. Have a chart. What did you pick? Zyrl.
It is one of those markets that you can grow and scale quickly once you kind of figure out your customer acquisition. But I did have a comment about your pitch. The first thing you said was we're the first fully autonomous marketing for SMB, and then you went through 5 other marketing SMBs. You went through MailChimp, and there's some kind of dissonance between kind of what you just said, that you're the first, and then you went through 5 others. But other than that, I understand the business. It's a business that grows nicely once you get going. It's something that these small businesses absolutely need.
Yeah, cognitive dissonance is an important word for people to understand. Cognitive dissonance is a psychological phenomenon where you have 2 conflicting ideas in your brain at once. And what your brain will do is it'll pick one. Oh, my dad beat me up when I was a kid, but I love my dad. Okay, I love my dad. I'm just going to forget that he beat me when I was a kid. Or, my dad beat me. I hate him. He had moments of loving me, but he still hit us, and that's fucked up. That would be the classic Freudian, thing. I'm sorry, was that disturbing for anybody? I'm sorry, I don't want to trigger anybody who's part of the generation that still got hit. I'm literally, I think we're the last generation, Kirby.
Cognitive dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance, thank you. So cognitive dissonance is something you should just look for when you're pitching. You can't be like, Pinterest sucks, and we've made a better Pinterest. It's like, well, wait a second. If it sucks and you're making a better one and we missed that investment and it's worth $4 billion, it can't suck if it's worth $4 billion and 100 million people use it a month. It's dissonance, right? Just be careful that you're making logical sense. You had something to add to that? Or?
Yeah, and then on the previous point that you made, we get a lot of companies who are doing one consumer or doing a fashion brand and their design is mediocre. Like if you're doing fashion and if you're doing something that's consumer focused, there can't be a 7 or a 9. It has to be 10 or 12. I mean, it has to be just because we have people come in, they do this fashion thing, they look beautiful, they dress well, they present well, and then it's a PowerPoint. It's like the old school PowerPoint. My head doesn't wrap around. Like, there's no way you're going to succeed and just.
We're going to be Giorgio Armani and Prada. Please take a look at our Microsoft Paint created logo. Holy shit, you used 8-bit. Okay, let's give him a big round of applause. Amber. I'm sorry, no. Eugene, Sebastian, and Monica. Well done. Okay. If you have a growing business, you need PayPal. Why? Because they are your payments partner for today and tomorrow. They are a trusted payments partner, and they process over 25 million payments a day. And you can have fast access to business loans to help you manage your cash flow and growth. And that is a huge benefit for business owners. Let you scale, expand your business to more channels, and sell to over 250 million shoppers across markets and platforms. And you can convert. PayPal is the most used digital wallet, and on average, shoppers complete checkout 88% of the time when using PayPal. It's obvious. If you use PayPal, you understand this. And they will protect you. They offer seller protection, which is readily available, customer support enabled, and fraud tools that will get smarter with each transaction. You need these tools. You need the seller protection. You're going to need that customer support. And of course, having the fraud tools helps. We use PayPal Business to accept payments online here at This Week in Startups. You can see that in our shop. And it was so easy to make. If you look at that little video demo that's playing right now, you can see how easy it is to get that PayPal button visible on your website, and that creates confidence with your audience. It makes them say, hey, I can trust this website. I can trust this brand. So if you want to grow, you need PayPal, and you can just visit paypal.com/growth. PayPal.com/growth, GROWTH, to set up a business account today. It's free. Go get that business account, paypal.com/growth. We use it. We love it. It's awesome. Okay, let's get back to this amazing episode. Tell us your name.
Katya Stason, founder of Fitany.
First name?
Katya.
Katya, there are 2 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, go.
Hi, I'm Katya Stason. I'm founder of Fitany. Fitany is a two-sided marketplace for premium shoes for women with guaranteed fit. If you're a woman, you would know how difficult to find the shoes that fit you. If you're not a woman, ask your woman friend and they tell you. Shoe sizing is very confusing. Only 10% of shoes today are sold online. So Fitany developed a technology that allows us to offer premium deal on shoes with guaranteed fit while eliminating returns. Our innovation is a fitting bootie. It's a sensor-based device that measures the foot perfectly and instantaneously and matches it with the shoes on Fitany mobile market app powered by machine learning algorithms. Our go-to-market strategy is through ambassadors. It's like Stella and Dot. Ambassador throws a shoe party and invites women to bring the new or like new designer shoes. Women shop for shoes, and they also get fitted with a booty at the party. And all unsold shoes go to Fitany mobile marketplace. The app also collects information about which shoes fit the women best. So we take 25% commission from all the shoe sales. And because it's a big data play, with time we need to measure only 10% of women to achieve a perfect fit. So today we have already 25 parties, shoe parties in the Bay Area. We achieved a $1,000 revenue per party, and we achieved product market fit, and we also attracted the attention of big retailers. We've been having ongoing shoe parties with Macy's main store in San Francisco. I'm a serial entrepreneur, Stanford grad. My recent company was working with Salvatore Ferragamo and Echo of fitting shoes tech, and my first company was making routers.
Okay, let's hear it for Katya. Oh, Katya. Okay, next up is?
Hi, I'm Lena, the founder of Curio.
Okay, Lena, you have 2 minutes on the clock. 3, 2, go.
I'm Lena, the founder and CEO of Curio. Our mission is to revolutionize access to boutiques near you, and we do it through an app where you can shop local boutiques and get 2-hour delivery to your door. Here's how it works. You open the app and you discover boutiques in your city. Our API integrates with local boutiques' websites, so we pull in all of their inventory onto our app. So let's say Jason invites you to an exclusive event at the Battery tonight. The problem is you're a busy founder and you don't have time to shop. So you can search for a blazer, find a great fit, and order it today. Once you make a purchase, the boutique gets notified, they bag the item and fulfill the order. That then triggers a Postmates driver to pick it up from the boutique and deliver it to you in under 2 hours. We're live in LA with 20 boutique partners, and our products, we have over 4,000 products that are unique and quality goods that you won't find on Amazon or at the mall. Some of our recent purchases over the past 2 weeks have been sneakers for a celebrity client, board shorts for a trip, and a gift for a journalist. So the problem we're really solving is the curation and convenience for the customer and the sales and exposure for the boutiques. We make our money on the boutique sides. We charge them a one-time setup fee, a monthly recurring charge, and we take a cut on each sale made. 2 months after we launched, we were in the press. We've been growing 30% month over month with an average order value of $126. We're expecting $20,000 in sales by the end of this year. And this is just the beginning. In 2017, consumers spent $40 billion at boutiques. And the opportunity for us is that once we hit 100 cities, we're expecting this to be a $1.13 billion market. We're a female-founded team with over 25 years experience in tech, startups, and marketing. So join us in supporting local small businesses and putting millions of dollars back into local economies.
Okay, well done. Well, that's a resounding amount of applause. Next up is Briana. Briana, are you ready? Briana, are you ready?
I am. Hello.
Okay. You have exactly 2 minutes on the clock. Daniel is going to maximize the screen on the bottom right there. There is the maximize button for that video. I guess we're playing a video. Okay. 3, 2, go.
Hello, my name is Briana Earl, and I'm COO of ViewSpace. I'm also an interior designer. Today, I want to introduce you to JITA, our first product in revolutionizing design management tools. I have a preliminary design meeting where I'm recording my meeting. The record feature essentially allows us to transcribe the meeting through text and talk. When I'm finished recording, our meeting is transcribed. We use AI and machine learning to compile those notes into a project list. Each project has a roadmap that clearly defines all the deliverables, just like in real life. Next, we share the overview with the client, and for their approval, also giving them permission to the files. Each file has permission-based access. Now we're just waiting for JITA's update with the client's confirmation and approval. Why are we solving the problems of inefficiency in design management? Last year, United States construction spend was $1.2 trillion. Change orders, or the cost of poor communication, as I like to call them, was $406 billion. With a 25% reduction of infrastructure costs related to design changes, the AEC industry understands the value of technology, spending $344 billion annually with service providers. Revenue is generated from our company through a subscription model and pay per project on-demand services. And we've just been notified that a roadblock exists. JITA alerts all parties in real time with potential delays. You're able to stay on top of issues. Since clients have complete clarity, they're able to see exactly how their bottom line is impacted. We're able to virtually walk them through each design decision and make those decisions in real time, accelerating the design cycle. JITA, or Just-in-Time Architecture, is an intuitive design management platform that provides transparency, saves time, and money.
Okay, well done. Let's bring up Lena and Katya as well. Come on up, have a seat. And one of you can stand. And we'll ask you a question each. You want to go first, Kirby?
Yeah, okay. Katya. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Katya.
We have people watching live. So the people watching live, apply to the next Founder.University. About 400 or 500 people apply. 60 make it into the room. And you can see the quality of the presentations. If you're in this zone, you might get picked by Emmy Award-winning producer Jackie. Go ahead.
Katya, your revenue, you said you made $1,000 per party. Is that sales, or is that your with the 5% commission?
It's sales. So we made 20,000 up to date.
Okay.
Great. Keep going.
And then Lena, your access to boutiques, when you get to 100 cities, how will you do your 1 hour delivery? You know, the original pitch, how does delivery change once you go from a local business to one that is national?
Yep, we'll always be locally based, and we'll partner with delivery partners like Postmates. Right now we're working with Postmates, but Postmates Deliv, Uber, and they'll fulfill the orders.
So I wouldn't be able to order from a boutique in New York and San Francisco.
You can and get it shipped, but for 2 hour, it has to be, yeah.
Okay. And then Briana, your company, is it focused on commercial or residential?
We're, as far as a company, we're actually focused on B2B for our initial launch, and then we go to B2C once we've clarified it in our industry. I mean, in our, for the design industry.
So it's going to be large commercial, or is it for, okay.
It is, yes, exactly.
Okay.
It's for individual and large firm.
Okay, great. I also want to apologize for the lack of pasty white men in the audience and here today. We just picked people based on merit. It's my dad joke. I tell it every time. No, Jackie did a great job of selecting the companies, and what we've found just in terms of having the female-focused or underrepresented groups it's really just increased our pipeline of finding people who, maybe don't have an event dedicated to them. It's worked out really well. In fact, I think right now we've doubled the number of female and underrepresented investors in our portfolio just by doing this event. So it's worked out really well. And all that credit goes to Jackie in the back, who does all the work for this event. Yeah, you can give her a high five later. What a strong cohort this is. Like these three, this is going to be super difficult for me because I really loved all of the businesses. I'm going to start with you, Briana, since you have the microphone. Pitch was terrible, but the product is really cool. We're all sitting here wondering, what is this product? You put it on the table and then it records your meeting. Oh no, it's just-in-time something architecture. What is it? What does JITA stand for again?
Just-in-time architecture.
Just-in-time architecture. But you started with, our company name is this, but our product is this. So now we're already confused. Gotcha. And because you ran a video and you just immediately jumped into it, there was no personas in the video. Meet Jason. Jason's an architect. Meet Kirby. Kirby's building a home. Meet Briana. Briana is the construction manager on site. There's a horrible amount of communication going on, and we solve that with JITA, just-in-time architecture. Let me show you how it works. We do three main things. Number one, we upload the project. Number two, we set the milestones. Number three, we send SMS messages each time a milestone is achieved or missed, because the folks who are involved in this process do not use laptops and computers. They're in the field. They use phones. And owners' number one complaint is that they don't know what's going on. And the architect's number one complaint is they don't know what's going on. And the construction person who's in the field's number one complaint is nobody's listening to my concerns. Well, if you put everybody into the same app and you have all the milestones in there, we eliminate 80% of that communication problem. I'm Jason Calacanis, the CEO of JITA. So anyway, there's a very easy way to present this, which is to present the parties involved in it, right? And so examples matter. Yes. You didn't have any examples in there. We didn't have the personas. We didn't have the actual job. But did I describe your business correctly?
I give you the job. You can actually
be the CEO? Yes. Okay, great. So anyway, I really like your business, but you didn't say how much you charge. So just tell me, how much does it cost?
It depends on a per project model or subscription base. Our subscription base start at $2.99 a month, up to 5 users. And then if you are using per project, it depends on what your project parameters are. So we analyze that data and give you those.
So hours. Almost a perfect answer. It's $2.99 for architects, construction people who do it all the time. Or if they don't want to pay, the heavy duty fee of $3,600 a starting price per year, and they just want to try it for one project, we charge per square foot. So a 10,000 square foot project would be 50 cents per square foot. It's a $5,000 project. So we just charge 50 cents per square foot. Sounds more credible.
Gotcha.
But very interesting project. Katya, I was like, I don't, and then all of a sudden you were like, oh, and we do parties. Oh, and people buy $1,000 worth of shoes at every party. And I was like, oh, wow, now I'm starting to nod. Like, okay, I get it. Like, you figured out this great hack that you can get a bunch of women in the room. They try on the shoe. The physical device you never really explained. We were all kind of like, why is this necessary? And if everybody's coming to the room, can't you just use one of those regular shoe sizers? So I felt like that mock-up of the physical product was just confusing. So I'll just ask you one question. What is that physical product and how does it work?
It's a sensor-based technology. It takes all the measurements of the foot that Ferragamo will take to get a custom-made shoes. So you'll get a much better prediction. So
it's for
data.
custom-made shoes.
No, you could be used, but it collects
What
data.
do you use it for? Custom or for regular shoes?
I use it for now for regular shoes.
Got it. And this technology, you put your foot into it.
Yeah.
And it's got sensors.
Yes.
What kind of sensors?
It's a proximity inductive sensors, mechanical sensors, and pressure sensors. So a bunch of sensors and Bluetooth.
Is this built?
Yes.
Okay. Pro tip, whenever you have a physical product, you bring it and you hold it up. Okay? So next time, just bring it so we're all not sitting here left wondering. And then actually the power move will be to just put it on your foot and watch the sensor work or show a little looped video of that. Here's Susan. Susan's got, feet that don't, she never has, she's always struggling with shoes that don't fit. Let's take a look at her putting the shoe on. Yep, it turns out she's 1.5 times the width of, normal shoes. And she's a tweener. She's between 5 and 6, so she's really a 5.4. Boom. That would have made it super easy for us. How many people were confused by what that device was? Raise your hand if you understood that device and how it worked. Who understood it? I understood it. Really? Okay, so maybe I'm wrong, but I didn't understand. How many people have seen this product before? Okay, so nobody's seen it. So that's where it's a perfect opportunity to be like, here it is, boom. And Lena. It's another one of these ones where I was like, you started off and I was like, yet another delivery service on demand. But then I started thinking about it and I was like, yeah, you charge them a monthly fee for the service, so you have reoccurring revenue. What is the monthly fee you charge boutiques?
$19.99.
$20.
Yeah, for now.
It seems incredibly low, but and then what do you charge per delivery?
The delivery set by the delivery partner. So
Okay.
Postmates charges that.
And who do they charge? The store?
Customer. It's all done through our app, but the
I know
customer
that. Who
pays.
the customer pays for
The
the
customer
delivery.
pays.
So the customer, okay, and that's going to cost $20 on average?
15 to 20 depending on location.
Got it. Okay. And your ticket size is $126. So that's kind of neat. 20% extra same-day service. I think people are going to start getting used to same-day service. And you're taking same-day service and applying to something that doesn't have same-day service. Of those 20 boutiques, which one has done the most deliveries over what period of time, and how many deliveries is it?
I don't have how many deliveries. The one that's done the most is one of our gift boutiques, Espionage. And I would say on average, I don't know the exact number of how many deliveries, but I know that they're a big one.
Dozens or hundreds?
Dozens.
Dozens.
We're still
over,
too new. Yeah.
Over how many months?
We launched in May.
Got it. So over the last 6 months, they've done dozens.
Yes.
Okay, great. I have all the information I need now. So what I'm trying to do is get the scale of this, right? Okay. Kirby, I'm going to write down my 3, 2, and 1, and you have yours, so go ahead.
So my 3 would be Fit Any. And it's a tricky, the party shoe business is difficult to scale. And I don't know how you get that. There's a way to make it national, but it's not a straightforward process. So that is
Your number 3.
3.
My number 3 was also Katya, but it's very close for me with my 2 and the 3. I could flip-flop them. It's almost a tie, but I'm not going to... I always tell people no ties. Katya, I like it. I'm just not sure about the percentage of the money you make, so I really want to understand that more. 5% seemed way too small.
25. Oh, I thought you said 5% too.
Oh, it's 25%? Yes. Oh. Okay, you thought 5% too.
Yeah,
you heard 5? I wrote 5.
too.
Oh, okay. Okay, there you go. So 25, so that screws up everything. Okay, so you're now number 2. And Lena with Curio, you're number 3. Sorry about that. I got to be honest. But again, it's so close. I'm also concerned about your profitability at, such small ticket sizes, and with the delivery cost being something that's picked up by them, and only $20 a month. I feel like they should be a $200 a month product or something in that vein. But if you start driving customers to it, they would pay even more. And then I'm a little bit concerned about returns and the cost of sending stuff back, yada, yada. And companies can do it themselves, and they don't already do it themselves. So I've got a lot of concerns about the economic model, if there's enough money for you to make a scalable, huge business. But I do love aggregating all of those people together and being able to sort through it. So James earlier showed his product about picking yoga pants and stuff like that. And so I don't think that you're trying to tell people which ones are the best. I think you're trying to surface inventory that's local, that I can get today, that's not on Amazon, which I do think provides some value. Because it's unique inventory by definition. Like, they make their own inventory or they source it very uniquely. Who's your number two?
Curio is my number two. A lot of the same things that Jason is talking about. And I think you actually sent me, did you send me something before? Okay. I just got something.
You got deja vu?
Yeah, I got something in my inbox a few days ago. A similar business, I think, with boutiques and aggregating boutiques and allowing people to shop at the local boutique.
In a way, it's like what Etsy does, right? It's some unique inventory that's one-off or small batches. You can't get it anywhere. So there is something magical to that. But I also know someone who owns a boutique, and they just use Uber, and they just drop a thing in the Uber. You can get your stuff in an hour. Which was to my point of can't they do it themselves, and what extra is here that's driving this? Yeah. But I do think sometimes when a founder comes on an idea like this and they get some amount of traction, what I tell them is keep pulling the string, raising the prices, and come up with and iterate on the idea. So one thing I was thinking is, what if instead of the driver and combining Katya's idea of the parties, what if you went to the 20 boutiques and said, we're going to round up the best of their collections, put it into a Ford Transit, drive it to somebody's house for a $50 fee that's waived if they buy more than 2 items, and said, we'll bring you the best of these 20 boutiques, and you can come out to the car, look through them or look through the catalog, and we'll bring them up to your house. You try them on. We take back what you don't want. And it's almost like a delivery service for a bunch of products. Then you might actually be driving inventory of them. And again, going to the high end, I've been like, you know what? I'm trying to find the perfect white shirt, like crisp white shirt. And I've got this bookmark list of all of it. I was like, can somebody just bring me all fucking 40 shirts in my size plus or minus one, bring it to my house, let me try it on, and I'll probably spend $800 on white shirts or $1,000 on white shirts because I buy them 5 or 10 at a time, and then I don't have to think about it for 2 years. And I guess there's personal shopping services out there, but it's something in that vein of, since you've already taken the time to aggregate them. So keep iterating on products for the highest of the high end that print money for you, and then once you've productized it, go downstream.
Yeah, I was also concerned with the $126 AOV. That doesn't sound boutique-y to me. It sounds...
Yeah, boutique sounds like $600.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, so a couple of items, a little bit more. So your number one is?
Briana with JITA. I'm familiar with the space. It's one of those spaces that there's so much kind of money left on the table that you are going to figure out that you can just keep charging until somebody squeals, and it's going to be way more than $300 a month. And if it's $300 a month per seat or something like that, where you're able to get
up to 5 seats.
Yeah, or something.
And then 5 to 25 is more. Yeah. So I really liked, I really hated your presentation, but loved your business, Briana. If you had your choice, great business, terrible presentation, you pick that over terrible business, great presentation, because you can fix one very easily and the other one cannot be fixed. So I kind of found it like Basecamp or Asana for people doing construction projects, but in the way Basecamp is not as good as Asana, on purpose. Like Basecamp is like, we're going to make it super basic. We're not putting time tracking in. We're not putting, like they basically said, like we're going to take out these 5 or 6 features so that it's super accessible and easy to use. It's like, like Notepad on your phone, if you have an iPhone, is super easy, and opening up Google Docs or Word is like, oh, there's too much cruft here. I just want to write a note down. Don't give me anything else. Sometimes that really actually becomes bigger, or it becomes very cheap to build, which then makes it very profitable. So there's something magical there. So I also picked you as my number 1. Let's give her a big round of applause. And now comes the fun part. We're going to take our 4 number 1s, and we're going to pick our number 1 and our number 2. So again, the madness continues, because we have, what time is it now? It's 11:55. Okay, so we have 5 minutes and then food. You don't need to corner me and Kirby and pitch us your product. We're going to meet with every single one of you. But you can tell me your favorite episode of This Week in Startups, or have me sign your book, or do something like that about me. That's the power move. You make it about the other person. I read this book, Win Friends and Influence People. It said be interested in other people, right? So you don't have to bum rush me. Just okay. So my number 1, my number 1s were Briana with JITA, Audrey with Schoolio, Sandeep with Cove.tool, which is an energy use enterprise software, and Eugene with Zyrl with 30K. Okay.
And this is for a second meeting?
Well, you don't have to take the meeting, but you pick the 4 number 1. So when they email you, Kirby, and say you picked me as number 1, it's kind of a jerk move to be like, I picked you as number 1. I'm not going to meet with you. But anyway, I'm going to have you pick your top 2 of your 4 number 1s.
And this is a service that Jason does for you all. He puts me up here, makes you pick someone, and then basically makes me take a meeting.
Yeah, basically it's my way of manipulating investors. It's very Machiavellian, like many of the things I do, but in your own best interest. Wasn't it nice to not have the arduous devices in front of you interrupting you? Was that nice? If you don't believe it, just nod anyway and be like, oh, it's delightful, Jason, sure. Who are your top 2? Just tell me your top 2. Don't tell me the order. Just pick your top 2. Your gut tells you blank and blank are the most likely to get a meeting/check from you.
I think the 2 construction-based companies, Cove.tool and JITA, would be.
That's very interesting, because I also liked Cove.tool, but I also like Eugene's Zyrl. Viral, because it had 30K in MRR.
No ties, Jason.
So I have to pick an order. I'm going to go with Cove.tool first, because I think it's like one of these must-have, if it actually works, like, and obviously we have to diligence, but if Cove.tool actually works, there is no choice but for people to use it, because it saves them 30 hours and it makes the place more energy efficient. And if you even just resulted in 5% more efficiency on 10 projects a year, if you were to add that up, it would be a massive savings over the next 20 years of each home. 5% savings over 20 years is a year of savings, 5 times 20. So if you could save one of the 20 years of your utility bills, oh my God, that's incredible. And there's all these millennials and young folks who are like obsessed with being green, and this is the future, right? Like the idea, and I have an investment in a company called Blockable, and they make homes inside a factory and then bring them to site. They're modular homes. One of the things they realized was, when people are cutting materials in the field and they're, out there in the elements, and they're not like super diligent, there's all kinds of gaps and shit, and the home's not perfect. But when they make them in a factory, they use a laser cutter. That's literally a laser shooting high pressure water with newfangled materials that are inherently 30-40% that you can't send to the field and you can't cut because they're too strong. So when they put all these panels perfectly together, it's 80% more efficient in terms of energy, because you turn the air conditioner on and there's no leaks. And then, because they make it so perfectly, you can't flood or cause fire damage in the place because everything's fire retardant. And so literally if you poured gasoline there and lit it on fire, it would go whoosh, and then go down. And then also the floorboards have a little line along the edges, like an infinity edge, that if I put a hose on the bottom of the floor of your modular home from Blockable, it would drain out of the edges and then go out the plumbing. So like little interesting things like that they're doing. So they eliminated the top 2 causes of damages in homes, and they reduced 80% of the HVAC usage and energy usage. So it just becomes this amazing thing. So I'm kind of a believer in that. And then to Eugene with Zyrl, like viral. I mean, you got 30K in a month somehow. I don't know how you, where is he? Oh, hey, pal. Like, that's kind of our sweet spot for our incubator and accelerator. So for those first 2 that I picked, and for the other 2 number 1s, Jason DeMont's over there. That's the guy you want to spend time with and try to convince to give you one of the 7 coveted slots in the launch accelerator. We don't call it an incubator anymore because we only accept companies with finished products. Did you rank your 2?
Yeah, I can. So my number 2 would be Cove.tool. I think that with the energy efficiency, of course, it's just it's one of those things that is kind of a leading issue right now and into the future. So being able to deliver that efficiency in 5 or 10% of the time that it takes today is going to be very profitable. And then JITA, I would put her as number 1 because, again, reducing the number of mistakes and do-overs is a huge problem in construction. So it's just both of those are businesses that I think you have a package that you get to go out and sell.
Okay, let's give it up for Kirby and Base Ventures. That was a great job.